Hi all, Agent here, and we're going to do a Battle Arena video. We're going to teach you how to play Battle Arena. This bot I built last night. I gave it a few test runs. It performed well enough, so we're going to do a video with him today and hope it continues to perform. Match start, we're going to head off to the first tower. I'm going to show you how to capture these quickly. I've done it several times before with cruisers back when SMGs were good. And we're going to do it with Plasma now because Plasma really seems to be shining during this update. So the fastest way to capture a tower is to park yourself where you can scope in and look up the inner row of crystals on those connection points. You don't need to shoot through the outside, and you definitely don't need to shoot through all the crystals on the tower. Those two connection points are what holds all the crystals on. So if you're able to park yourself, look straight up, and see both inner rows of those crystals, you can take towers really fast. So that's what we did there, and we're going to continue to do that throughout the match, and I'm going to reinforce the fact that that is really fast. Right now we're going to come over here. I don't have a lot of support. I don't think I have any support actually. It looks like off to the left there you can see all my teammates. They're going for the enemy's near tower, which is the tower that is closest to their shield and base. I try to avoid that. I've got one ally over here, but there's way too many of them for us to fight. So I'm going to kind of circle around and support. Now we've got 4 of us over here total. I'm going to come back, but as I was saying, I try to avoid that because it's so close to their base early on that with the respawn times, they're just going to respawn right away and they're going to take that tower back. So it's nice to make them scramble and take that tower back, but it's not going to do you anything in the long-term situation. So I'm going to try to support my team. I was trying to take off that guy's shotgun to save my ally, but I just couldn't do it. So while these guys are on the other side of this little rock outcropping or hill, I am going to take this tower. I'm a little nervous. I'm not doing it as well as I should because I know they're right over there, and I think there's more than 2 there. They just haven't been spotted. I didn't have CPU for radar on here, so I'm kind of flying blind when it comes to that. And there's why I was worried, because I knew there were some guys over there, and that shotgun guy will really tear your bot up. Luckily, we've got a blink equipped on this bot. The blink is actually the core of the bot, so until you're fully destroyed, you're going to have that blink module. And the power module, you can see, was connected to that. So in most cases, even heavily damaged, I'm still going to have my blink and I'm still going to have my power module. So we're going to fight these guys a little bit, but that's not the point of this bot. I didn't build it to go into combat and brawl. I built it to get around very quickly and take these towers. It's the whole point of this bot. It's the whole point of Battle Arena. You do have to fight, but we have so many people that still build bots meant for combat that this is extremely viable. It's very possible to build a bot that its sole purpose is to get towers and do really well. And there's a couple reasons for that. One is that you get a lot of overclock levels from taking these towers. I mean, as you can see, I am higher than the rest of my team, and I'm going to maintain that for most of the match. The second reason is that you get more score from these towers than you get from doing damage and killing people. You know, I'm still spotting and I'm still going to support my team. I'm not going to flee from every fight I see, but that's not the purpose of this bot. So I'm going to focus towers for this whole match because that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what I'm here for, and that is the objective of this game mode. It's not team deathmatch. And all too often I see allies that are chasing kills right past towers that we need to capture, and these guys, they're chasing around like, you know, 23% of a bot that's left. It's no threat at all. Yeah, he's going to heal, but he's also probably going to respawn real quick too, so especially early on in a match, you might as well not be chasing kills. So, like I saw that Tesla guy diving in at me. He didn't even have his Teslas activated, but I'm pretty sure that he just derped that, and he was trying to hit me with the Teslas, but I didn't care. He missed. It's going to take him just as long to turn around and hit me as it will for me to get that tower, and I'm really fast. Even with half my bot, I'm still really fast. So I wasn't worried about him. I didn't want to turn my attention away from the tower and start fighting somebody, especially when I've got other teammates there who likely built their bots to fight other bots. So we're going to come in here, we're going to help this guy out. The enemy team has backup. I'm going to pull off of that. We're not going to win this fight. It's 3v2. He's already heavily damaged. There's nothing I can do to save him. There's way too many of them. With the armor values increased, there's no way I would be able to strip all 3 bots' guns off to save my allies. So I'm just going to get the heck out of there. There's no point in me staying and fighting a losing battle. We're just going to circle around. We're going to fly back up this incline, and we're going to go back to the tower. I can see one of them, and they're probably together. They almost always are. And like I said earlier, we did not have, I think I said it earlier, I did not have CPU free for a radar on this. I could have put it on with 2 less thrusters or even 1 less thruster, but I need that top speed. I need that really, really fast top speed, and even 6 miles per hour makes a difference. So I went without radar. I'm an aware player. I'm paying attention to where enemies are at, so I'm not going to sacrifice speed for a radar in this case. Now, radar is really important. I use it on almost every bot I've got, but I didn't have the CPU for it on this one. I needed everything I've got on it, so I just pay a little more attention, and I rely on that blink module to get me out of trouble when I overextend or I failed to see something that I should have seen. So we're going to harass these guys. I can't stop them again. There's some long-range support, but I'm not going to charge in there and try to 1v3, especially with the armor buff that came last week. We've got an ally. I'm just kind of watching where they're at now, and I'm going to avoid them and just zap right over where they were coming through, go back to this tower right behind them, and steal it right out from under them. We're going to look up, and we're going to shoot up that inner row of crystals. It's best to do it from the side, because if you're right underneath it, you won't always hit only the inner crystals, but it still works. And you can't always expect to get your positioning absolutely perfect every time you go to capture a tower. So we're going to do a little bit of hit and runs on the core. That guy appears to, yeah, he knows what he's doing. He's not going to defend his shieldless base. He's got no passive regen. He may lose that fight, and I may heal and continue hitting his core. So he actually ignored me and went for the tower. And that's the right move. In most cases, that is the right move to make, is don't defend a shieldless base, because you're probably going to lose. And if you're at a point where the enemy is at a really high overclock and your base has no shield, they're all inside it, you know, you can try to defend it, but the best thing to do is just to go ahead and get a tower back. Respawn anybody that's dead, because when you take a tower, all your allies respawn. That's another huge benefit of being this guy, the guy that's taken all these towers, is that you're respawning any dead allies just like that. Boom, they're back. They don't have to wait. So you're keeping your players on the field a lot more by taking these towers over and over again like this. If anybody's dead, they're going to come right back. So we're going to charge in here. They're fighting. At this time, I'm not going to give support. I'm going to finish this tower off, and I'm either going to support my team or get the hell out, one of the two. At this point, I'm going to support my team a little bit, do a little bit of fighting. I'm not going to run from every single fight that I see, but you got to know when you can't win and when it's time to get the heck out of there. We've got allies in their base kicking some butt. We're going to help our, this is a community mod here, no, yeah, I can't tell. Show Mofo's in this game, and he's actually a community mod and a high-profile community member that everybody knows, so it's kind of neat playing with him, even though I'm not really paying attention to what's going on other than these towers. And as you can see, I just kind of snuck by that guy. He didn't care that I was there, or he flat out didn't see me, because he's headed into their base to help defend. So we just kind of shortcutted right around that little lip, and I should not have fired those shots. I actually should have saved that energy for my blink module, but we'll still have it, and we'll get out of there. Definitely don't want to fight a shotgun guy up close. if you don't have a shotgun or you're not an extremely durable bot, that's the last thing you want to do. Is you do not want to fight a shotgun bot up close.
Your middle fusion tower has been captured.
If you do have to fight a shotgun bot up close, try to shoot his gun off first. If you don't, you're probably going to lose. We're going to harass him, but even with a power module, I just don't have enough energy to damage him enough to make him stop doing that. So I'm going to kind of hang out around here. I'm going to spot both of these guys so I know where they're at since I don't have radar. And we're going to avoid them and hope that they don't have radar. Because if they have radar, I'm going to be highlighted just like they are on my screen. And that way I'm not to spot me. And it looks like they did not have radar equipped. So there's one of the benefits to radar. It's it should be equipped on every bot, but not a lot of people use it because they don't think there's a benefit to it. The benefit is not as obvious as other benefits like equipping multiple types of weapons, but it definitely has a huge benefit. Yeah, radar is extremely helpful. Even receivers are helpful. They're not as helpful, and the only reason for that is because most people just don't equip radar, so you're not going to receive anything if nobody has a radar to send you data with. So right now what we're doing is we're not actually trying to kill this guy. I want to harass him. I want him to leave my tower alone. I want him to turn his attention to me. Maybe I can shoot off his llama by accident. I'm not really scoping in and trying to hit it. I'm just going to keep scurrying around and taking pot shots at him so he gets off my tower. It doesn't always work. Like right now, and ever since the update with the increased armor values, a lot of players know you can't really do much to them, but they're going to take that tower first. And that's fine. I would rather have the increased time to kill than what we had before. What we had before was whoever saw whoever first won the battle. And they didn't have any reasonable skill in aiming. You're guaranteed to win if you saw somebody first. It was way, way, way too low. Even if you didn't kill him, you completely crippled their mob with one plasma volley. That was just stupid. So I think armor values are a little bit high right now, but they're much better than they were before. They can stand like maybe 5 or 10% nerf, just a little tiny adjustment. Anyway, back to playing Battle Arena. What I'm doing now is I'm just going to do some more hit runs on the core. Try to cut some connectors, but I'm going to get out of there because that is a Llama. I think that is the Llama to keep harassing. And to break the lock that he keeps trying to get, we're going to stay real close to the sidewall of this mountain. Then we're going to blink away. Those things have a limited range. It's actually a flight time. And you can get out of that range pretty easily with a blink if you've got a little bit of a head start. So that's what we're going to do. He's also got a cloak. If you noticed, he tried to cloak, but as soon as you take the slightest hint of damage, the cloak will turn itself off and then he'll have a cooldown. So it's better as a offensive tool than as a defensive tool. Try to use it defensively, and the enemy knows where you're at, and depending on your bot type, what you can do and where you can be, so they can just kind of spam the area, and it'll deactivate your cloak, so you've wasted a little bit of energy and you got nothing back out of it. We're going to fly around and break his lock. He's probably annoyed with me at this point. He's specifically after me. He's not doing any objectives. He's not helping his allies. He is specifically looking for me, and it looks like I actually juked him a little bit. He found me. We're going to go ahead and run back to cover so we can heal. We'll blink up in there. He's going to probably ignore me now and turn his attention elsewhere because I've gone back. So I'm going to troll him a little bit in chat. I'm not proud of it, but I will say I do it fairly often. I like to get in his heads and mess with them. And sometimes they don't perform as well because they're so wrapped up in what this guy said to them online. It was mean, and they want to get it back. So it messes with them. It's a little bit of psychological warfare. I've done it to guys that I like on the forums. Both on the forums and in game and felt bad about things. I like
Plutonium
things,
reactor is
but
under attack.
I'm just playing the game, man. I'm gonna troll you a little bit if I can.
You have captured the enemy's bottom.
And I don't
fusion
even care
tower.
what's sent back. So
Your
I mean,
fusion
if I
shield
did,
is
I
now
would be
active.
that would be counterproductive.
Your plutonium
What I'm
reactor
trying
is
to
under
do
attack.
is to get in their heads and really mess with them. So anyway, we took that tower again, shot up the inner rows of crystals, took the
plutonium
tower
reactor is
real
under
fast.
attack.
We're gonna come back into their base, do some hit and runs. They actually are playing smart. They've got one defender hanging out in the base because they know their reactor's low, and they can't afford for someone like me, which they're probably well aware of at this point in the match, to come in there and decimate their core and probably end the match. So we're gonna run back out of there, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back in. I'm not gonna run completely away. I just wanted to heal. And we're going to ignore this tower. I don't care that my teammates want me to attack that tower. That's not going to do anything. In fact, that's going to pull more of them back to this side of the map.
You have
Make
captured
it
the
harder
enemy's top
to do
fusion
it.
tower.
Doing hit and runs. I don't want anybody here at all. I don't even want this one guy here, but he's here and I can't get rid of him. So the last thing I want to do is draw more allies in. And see, he's trying to be smart too. He's trying to block me, but we had some other allies come in to finish the match. So that is how you play Battle Arena. If you want to win the match, you've got to focus those towers. And hopefully your teammates are the guys who just came in to fight for 20 minutes. So I hope you enjoyed the video and see you next time.